Hello, everybody. What you just saw there was the teaser trailer for Vayseth's Voyage. Coming in very soon for you guys, we have a clip from the pilot episode of the Voyage to Evo Japan. Vayseth's Voyage is a documentary which details the trips of Vayseth as he goes around and films himself with a couple of guest stars touring around the world of Smash 4 all over the globe. And we are going to have here for you tonight a panel of the production and cast that worked very hard on this pilot episode to Evo Japan. I am Pierce, and I'm going to introduce that panel to you now. First up, of course, we have Vayseth. Tell us a little about yourself.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for coming to this event. It's an honor to be able to introduce this project here to everybody. So as far as me, my name is Vayseth, event organizer, and this project has been a dream project for us for a while. And for the actual project itself, I was the director and writer of basically the whole thing.
Excellent. Sitting next to you, we have Booda. Booda, tell us your role on this project.
So I was the editor and videographer, director of photography, and probably a number of other roles that I can't quite remember right now. And we've been doing this for at least since last year sometime. And I've known Vayseth for 10 plus years now. And we're finally putting together something that we've always dreamed of. And it's come full circle for me going to Japan and putting together this amazing project with very amazing people. So I'm happy to be here, and happy everybody else is here too.
Adjacent to Booda, we have ESAM. ESAM, tell us, how did you enjoy this project?
So I just went for I was going to go for the Smash 4 tournament anyway at Evo Japan, and then Vayseth was like, oh, you're going to be part of this thing, and that was amazing, right? And it was really fun to be there. I'm just a competitor. I was going to go anyway, and it was really just nice to be a part of this type of project.
Excellent. And then certainly not least, but last, we have MVD. MVD, how did you join the journey?
It was great. Japan was lit. Everyone should go to it at least once in their life. Do it.
Excellent. In just a few seconds, we are about to play a clip, approximately 12 minutes, of this pilot episode of Vayseth's Voyage to Evo Japan. Coming in hot for you guys later this summer. We're going to have that entire episode out for you, and then there's going to be many more episodes to come. But that's enough of me. I am Pierce. This is Vayseth's Voyage, and let's run the tape.
First things first, I've always wanted to go to Japan, and this is just a very convenient opportunity to go somewhere I've always wanted to go, and then to compete somewhere I've also always wanted to compete.
I'm going to Evo Japan, one, because Japan's lit. It was really fun when I went for Tokaigi. So when they announced Evo Japan at Evo, I guess, right? I was like, I want to go, and I immediately turned to MVD and was like, MVD, we have to go. We have to go to Evo Japan.
I know the Japanese scene is very strong. There's a lot of players that people don't even know about.
I feel like the overall impact is going to be really big. And again, a lot of the top fighting game players from everywhere are from Japan. You have the Street Fighter, the gods of fighting games. We don't have gods of fighting games in America.
And I want to see how they stack up or how I stack up, because they could be better than people here, and we just don't know that.
Have the legendary, I've been playing this game for 25 years, and I've consistently been top 10 in the world in Japan. Japan's crazy.
We also got to go to a brand new weekly in Tokyo, or Kanto region, hosted by Takeda in a tournament series called Toryumon. And Leo's been there before. There's a lot of foreigners who come to Tokyo. They go to this weekly because, you know, we have that weekly culture. Now they have it. And it's in a place called Studio Sky, owned by Momochi and Chocoblanca, who are sponsored by Echofox, you know, like the gods of fighting games. And we got to go there and actually go to a real Japanese Smash 4 weekly. Ricky.
大会というよりは対戦会かな。うちに集まってもらってだいたい12人ぐらいで毎週土曜日と日曜日できる日は平日も全部人を呼んでその中でちっちゃい大会とかトーナメントみたいなものをやったりはしてます。去年の本当に1年半ぐらい前なんですけど1回150人規模でやってるんですよ。でそこからぜひぜひ第2回もっと人数も増やすでかい大会もやりたいし、もっとね盛り上げて楽しい場にできたらなと思ってます。じゃあ始めていきたいと思います。一番最初にやったのは、5月頃に初めてやりました。でそれはツイッチのアイハさんっていう方に、チョコブランカさんここの、持ってるスタジオスカイを持ってる方につないでもらって、でそこでぜひイベントをやりましょうっていう話をしました。で自分が一番平日の大会って今まで日本になかったから自分がそういう場が欲しくて作ろうと思ってやりました。でそこから去年で、シングルの大会を18回とダブルスを1回やってます。アメリカって本当にウィークリーも始めて毎週毎週のようにでかい大会があるじゃないですか。っていうのが日本ではあんまりなくて最近は増えてきたけどもともと梅ブラが1ヶ月に1回2ヶ月に1回ある程度だったんだけどそれを自分が平日大会とかあと他の大会も増えてきたことでようやく離れするっていう試合の大会の環境になれるっていうのが一番でかいと思ってるんで結構今まで結果出してない人とかもいきなり上がってきたりとかこう短期間ですごい強くなったりとかそういう人が出てきたのはすごいいいことかなと思ってます。ボリュームとレベル高すぎてもうビジュアルの大会でしょ一番面白かったのは初めてレオが来た時にまだそんなに関東のプレイヤーだけでいつもの同じメンバーでやってきたところにいきなりレオが来たからすごいレベルも高くてもうみんな本当にでかい大会のような緊張感でできたのでそれが一番でかかったかな。日本のスマブラプレイヤーとっても強い人多くて本当にいろんなキャラもいていろんな強い人がいるんでぜひぜひ海外勢の方はもっと日本に来てもらってぜひ日本の大会に出てほしい。絶対楽しいからお願いします。はい、じゃあ今日はありがとうございました。
七木です。梅ブラの、スタッフと新七木宅この家の、オフ会場の、運営をしてます。もうずっと昔から、スマブラやらせてもらってるんで、界隈の盛り上げに、貢献できればなと思ってます。ここは、5年前からですね金土日は毎週やっててで、その時は、10人以上、15人ぐらいを、目標に、募集してもらってます。で、平日も、来たいという人がいたらいつでも、歓迎してます。
Yeah, this is just a weekday.
20人以上は行ってますね。25人ぐらい行った時もあるかもしれないですね。いや、その時は、入りきれないんで、プレイ プレイする人はここにいて、でそうじゃない人はちょっと外に行ったりとか、そういう感じの時がありましたね。関東だと、うちはずっと昔からやってるんで、ずっと人来てもらってますし、ただ最近盛り上がってるっていう意味だと、武田拓がすごい盛り上がってますね。あとはニエトの拓もすごい、ずっとやってて、有名なところですね。スマブラっていうゲームが、他のゲームではあんまりないんですけど、スマブラが、昔その64とかデラックスの時は、ネット対戦もなかったし、大会もあんまりなかったんで、そういう時に、じゃあ人を呼んでやるしかないなっていうことで、オフ会は結構盛り上がったんですね。でその時の、オフ文化っていうのが、出来上がって、でそのまま X でも、そういった文化が盛り上がって、で今もっていうところですね。やっぱり、実際に会って、どういうキャラの対策があるとか、そういう話をしたりとか、で実際にこうトレモみたいにお互いに、どういうずらししてねとかやって、でコンボがつながるかとか調べたりとか、そういうのはすごい実際にあると、メリットがあるなっていうのが分かるんで、そういうところからやっぱり、ずっと続いてるんだと思います。
彼10年ぐらいフォックス弱いって前の作品から言ってるって教えてあげてください。
Is he calling him bad or Fox bad? I can't tell.
Okay. Fox. So he's been using Fox for 10 years and he's telling everyone that that character is not good.
No, Fox busted.
特に、FAT の時だったと思うんですけど、そのナイロとか、ナイロとビニーと、アライが来た時があったんですけど、ここで、みんな寝て、1週間2週間とずっと過ごしてて、もうみんな本当に仲良くなったっていうのがあって、その時はまだあんまり海外勢日本に来るって少なかったんで、こんなにみんな楽しんでくれて仲良くなれるんだなと思って、すごいその時は本当に、嬉しかったですね。
Broken.
No. Broken. Very broken character, Mario.
Mario's broken. I like this guy.
I don't want up smash. その経験から本当に海外勢来て、みんなでやるっていうのがすごい、楽しめてるんで、本当にこれからもどんどんいろんな人来てもらって、楽しめたらなと思ってます。
Yeah. So, yeah, I remember coming here the first time was for we were at TAT, second anniversary tournament. We were all in this room. It's me, Mr. Ard, Buzz, Nairo, and we all basically slept in this little tiny thing under this kotatsu right here. And everybody wanted to play, all the foreign players, so there was 20 some odd people. There was just so many people here that we just couldn't even get to sleep. I slept on a big bird plushie in the other room. It was pretty crazy. And they have these smash houses all over the place. Back when QB used to live in Osaka, we used to have the same amount of people over there. And I don't know, you can ask any top players ever been to Japan. These smash houses are a huge deal to everybody. It's the only way that people get offline practice. Because I mean, you can play this game online, but as Nanaki said, you gotta meet people in person. As you can see, it just creates these lifelong friendships. It's pretty cool.
パーティーゲームとして楽しみってないじゃん。
実力出るゲーム。
Having a major in Japan, that's huge. And with the Evo brand just taking it there, that's so important to the Japanese scene.
I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Vayseth's Voyage. That was just a short clip of the full pilot episode, 45 minutes long, the Evo Japan segment. And here tonight I have for you a big part of the cast and production who are going to talk about the journey in creating the documentary and more episodes to come. So thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I'm going to throw it over to these guys with a couple of questions. Vayseth, what inspired you to start this documentary?
Well, I mean, this has been our dream for forever. It's what we talked about doing. And, like, thank you to everybody who donated and made this happen, because it allows us to, like, specifically, I guess it allows me to show the Japan that not a lot of people get to see. And that's why we chose specifically, we couldn't show the whole thing. We'd be at this panel for 2-3 hours. So, like, we decided to go with 15-minute clip, and specifically the clip that we showed was the local Japanese Smash community. And honestly, I think that's what this series is about more than anything else, is going to different places, different Smash communities around the world, and showing how everybody interacts with each other. And largely, you'll find that everybody plays Smash almost the same, regardless of who you are or where you live.
Yeah, actually, I thought it was super cool learning about the Smash houses, learning about how there were different ones, different hubs where people gathered together to basically play Smash together. It's somewhat similar to how we do it here in America, but also a little bit different. You can tell the nuance of the culture, the depth, and the passion that these guys have for the game. It was very impressive. Booda, I really want to know, what attracted you to the project? How did you get involved with it? What lured you into Vayseth's Voyage? And, you know, what role do you really play in this journey?
So my role initially was to put together the video, because Vayseth knows that I shoot videos and do AV production as my current job. And I like to direct and cut my own videos, you know, as my own personal thing. It became a hobby, and then people started to really like it, and so I just started doing that more and more, and started getting more revenue to keep doing projects like this scale. And Vayseth and I have known each other for over 10 years now, so like we're almost like we're best friends, and we just do like all this stuff together, and we're like, hey, we should make a film. And what about Japan? And that was perfect because in high school, when I first met Vayseth, I was taking Japanese classes. I was really adamant about learning the language, and I was really involved with the culture. And yeah, I was super like top ahead of the class and really into my studies and stuff. And I never got a chance to really go there and experience it. And now, 10 years later, it's come full circle for me, and it was probably the best thing to add in, going with my best friend, going for Smash, a game that I really love, and also being able to show everybody what I do with video as well.
I find that to be just one of the most hype, incredible things ever, because I'm sure everyone in the room has some story to tell about how they have long-lasting relationships and friendships that really developed in Smash and really were able to flourish. People meeting people that they didn't know before that became a very integral and meaningful part of their lives and working on things together, all because of Smash. So that's wonderful. I hope you guys have a great time continuing the success of the project as we go forward.
Thank you.
ESAM.
Hi.
I know this was your second trip to Japan. I believe you went to Tokaigi last year.
Correct.
And so you had the opportunity to go to Evo Japan this year, which is really cool because unfortunately Taigi is happening simultaneously right now to Frostbite, so you couldn't make it again this year. So what were you really looking forward to having the opportunity to go to Japan again the second time?
Mostly the food. The food in Japan is it's so good, and it's so different from the food here. And just like, huh? It's just better. And it's cheap. Like, the most expensive thing we had was rotation sushi. I got an absurd amount, and it was like, oh, $28. But if you got, like, anything here, it would be like, that would have been $80, $90 worth of sushi, probably. Then, like, the curries, even, like, the fast food or, like, KFC there is so good, too. And just, like, that and the arcades pretty much were the two things that I was looking the most forward to. And obviously playing the people, but that goes without saying, right? But it was an amazing experience. This time, instead of experiencing it with, like, let's say Nairo, Mr. R, and while I like those guys, I'm not super close with them. But this time, MBD was there, who's my best friend. So it was a lot, it was more fun to experience it with someone I'm closer with, which is nice.
Yeah, it's always awesome when you get to experience awesome things with your best friend. One of my personal favorite trips was actually when I headed down to MLG in 2010, MLG Orlando, where I actually first met you, and both of you. And I did that with a bunch of my really close friends from home. And then, of course, I made some really cool friends here up at this panel. So it all comes full circle. Smash bringing friends together is just a wonderful thing all the time. MVD.
Hi.
Obviously, Vayseth's Voyage has been an incredible journey, but tell me a little bit more about how Vayseth's Voyage has impacted you, or rather, how being part of Vayseth's Voyage, how did you feel when you were asked to become a part of it, and how did you take upon your role doing it? What things about being part of the Voyage excited you, and what have you discovered along the journey?
Well, at first, it's like we're going to Japan. That's amazing. My first time going. It was going to be fun regardless. And, obviously, Vayseth and I are close as well. So him asking us to help him with this project meant a lot, because it's like, well, I'm going to already be hanging out with ESAM. So now it's ESAM and Vayseth and Booda. It was just a lot of fun becoming closer and really experiencing Japan as a whole for those 9 days we were there. But I was always excited about it. It was a good opportunity to just explore everything with someone who's lived there and who knows Japan very well. We didn't feel like outsiders, too much, because we had Vayseth to translate things for us, or tell us what to do, what not to do. It was a very hands-on experience overall, and it was a lot of fun to just have the camera with us most of the time, and it's like we're filming, but we're still being natural and having fun. And it was just a real experience that the viewers will be able to get from us firsthand, because none of it is artificial, obviously. None of it is fake. Everything is very real. And that's normally not how cameras work. Some people try to be fake behind the camera. It's like, oh, I have to act this way. But we were very loose and mellow, and it was very natural. And it was just amazing.
That's absolutely awesome. And so, something you brought up there was an excellent point. You mentioned that heading to Evo Japan was especially a treat because you had Vayseth as your guide to kind of help you out along the way. He's lived in Japan a significant period of his life. He also is very fluent in Japanese. So, Vayseth, I can clearly see why you would pick Evo Japan to be the Kickstarter, the pilot episode for Vayseth's Voyage. Obviously, you want to start in Japan, a land which is very close to your own heart, something that you're very familiar with, something fresh that you have a lot of experience in, but you can bring to everybody else. So I get why you picked Japan, but can you tell me a little bit more? We know why you picked Booda. Can you tell me a little bit more why you picked ESAM and MBD specifically to help you out with running the first episode of Vayseth's Voyage? What made you decide to have these guys as your cast?
Anybody who knows me knows that it's absolutely no secret that ESAM and MVD are my favorite people in the entire world. And when I thought about who we should have as the quote-unquote stars, now they're the main focus of this particular voyage. And going forward in other voyages, we want to focus on other people and have a varied cast, because there is a lot of me in front, but that's basically because we went with the name. And I was like, oh man, I just want to direct. And he's like, dude, it's called Vayseth's Voyage. You have to be there. So I'm kind of in the camera. He, in the entire 45 minutes, is in there for 10 seconds. I forgot how long that clip is, but it's very, very, very small. But the reason really that I picked ESAM and MVD, because we didn't know if this project was going to happen. We didn't know if the GoFundMe thing was even going to work, but we just knew that it was our dream, and we're like, okay, who do we pick? And bringing Eric over to Tokaigi really showed me that he's extremely charismatic and very natural. Everybody I've brought to Japan, I've probably dozens, if not hundreds of people, especially when I was living there for 8 years of my life, I've shown around, Eric is by far the most fun person I've ever been able to go around, where I didn't feel like a tour guide. I felt like we were going around as friends. So when we were talking about it, I was like, we have to get ESAM and MVD because they're both extremely charismatic. They both play well to the camera, and like they both aren't awkward with, like, there's a lot of people who, like, you can tell when we were filming, they were sitting there and looking at the camera lens, they were like, but like they like naturally work with cameras well, and just their natural charisma just shows off. They know when to make eye contact, when not to. So it was really a no-brainer. Plus, we knew we were gonna have fun, even if the project was a bust. If everything burned down, we lost the camera. Like, if we were like, it doesn't matter. The four of us are gonna have fun anyway. And like that was how it started. But now it's starting to grow into something more. And I'm glad that we were able to start it with this team, because like that's actually what it became by the end. Like we like got really close because we had hotels or Airbnbs right next to each other. So it was like almost every day, every meal, going somewhere, doing something together. And like after a week of that, plus Genesis, because actually Genesis is the beginning, because we have to set the stage somehow for people who might not know what competitive Smash is about at all. So we actually, this is January 18th to January 30th, right? Yeah, so it was quite a long project of actual nonstop filming for us, and we followed them the whole way. We decided to get plane tickets very similarly to go from where we were living to Genesis, from Genesis to Tokyo, and then we just sort of got it together.
Completely lit. So
Japan's lit. Do you know how many times we wanted to sample you saying Japan's lit?
Yeah, a lot.
We're just gonna put it in everything.
Like, we were just gonna sprinkle that sample like very subtly throughout the video, like when very lit.
28 decibels.
Yeah. But it really was. It was everything was everything and more how I've imagined Japan to be, and having everybody there together and experiencing it, you know, for the first time. It really was lit. Like every single moment, like there was never really a dull moment ever. So, like even on the trains, even a dead silent train, like it was still kind of lit, because I was thinking to myself, like, I could literally hear a pin drop right now if it fell on the ground. And it was just like a cultural thing that you just wouldn't see that anywhere else in America with a subway or like a train station. You know, it was just really cool to like experience all that stuff together.
I just realized that probably the perfect answer to your question while he was talking. So he said that we're best friends, which is absolutely true. They're best friends, so we had that pairing as well. But then you also had us who have been to Japan before, them experiencing it for the first time. Like, there's so many dynamics to this group and overlays that actually just made it what it was, that it was really like the perfect team. I couldn't have thought of like anybody better.
Right, it just came out very organically. Made a lot of sense. So, but I have a question for you. So, obviously, you know, ESAM and MVD, Evo Japan, that was their chapter. They may or may not be back for a future episode. We'll have to see what happens with the project. But of course, you're going to be there along the whole way of Vayseth's Voyage. Yes. If it were up to you, if it were your decision, where would you want to go next? Where would you have the journey of Vayseth's Voyage take you?
Where would I want to go next? Another popular place I've always wanted to visit was a place in Europe. Either I would say London or like Norway, or you know, like a little bit northern like Europe and stuff, because it's just like it's so beautiful. You know, it's a beautiful place to be, and you know, Europe in general is just becoming like very progressive with like, you know, like culture things, like energy, like all these cool things are coming out in Europe, and I feel like there's such a massive like landscape to go from that you could choose to, like, you know, just hopping to trains or just backpacking or anything like that. Like there's lots of cool stuff that can happen there, and lots of people that may need some recognition that don't have currently.
Fun fact, the pilot episode was supposed to be a European tour.
That's amazing. So
we
what you're telling me
Evo
is
Japan happened, and that was just too perfect, so we just decided to go for that. But originally, when we dreamed up this idea and came up with the name and everything, it was the idea of going to Europe because it's one of the most unexplored Smash 4's communities, and that was like the
100%
number
agree.
thing. Like, but obviously with me in Japan and Evo Japan, it was just too perfect.
All right. So what you're telling me is episode 2 featuring Mr. R is going to take you to the Netherlands.
Ramen, if you're interested, hit me up after the show.
Yeah, Ramen, you can DM him. So ESAM, obviously you had an amazing time in Japan. You got to experience it with your boy Vayseth, with your boy Booda, and of course with your best friend MVD. You got that amazing food. You know, you were able to participate in Evo Japan. Is going back to Japan something that you're looking forward to doing? And when do you think you're going to make that happen?
When? Don't know. Like, but I want to. It's so much fun. I want to go to like the West Japan because like that's the part he knows better. Osaka as opposed to Tokyo because one, the food is supposed to be better, and two, it's just like it's still a different culture. Like, you know, obviously it's still a city, but it's less metropolitan, I guess. Like not as crazy. Like it's not New York, which is Tokyo, right? It's more like a more relaxed type of city. So it's kind of nice. Like I want to experience like the multiple parts, especially because worst comes to worst, it's like, oh, I want to go back to Tokyo, bullet train. You're there. Like it's really simple and easy. You know, it's one of my favorite places I've ever gone to. So I would love to go back often. Don't know how often it will be, especially like if, you know, I stop playing Smash at some point, which I don't know if that's gonna be the case in ever. But you know, it's still it's still amazing to go to, even as like not a Smash player.
Who do you think are some of your favorite players from Japan that you'd be interested in meeting up with again, hanging out with more? Did you make any meaningful connections while you were there?
I love Raito. Raito is my favorite. He's so he loves me and MVD so much. Like MVD because Duck Hunt, and then I think through him he met me, and he was like, "You're amazing," and like he wanted us to go like drinking in Japan, although we never did that unfortunately with him. But like, I want to spend time with him. I would like to see Renai more, just because I don't really get a chance to talk to him. But honestly, like I like all of them. Like unfortunately for me, like I don't really feel like any of them really stand out as like I super love you, except for like the two that I already mentioned. But yeah, that's about it.
Still, that's cool. It's okay to have your favorites.
I love Raito.
So MVD, obviously you were here. It was Japan, your first time. You got a whole bunch of new, different experiences. It was like a very eye-opening thing from you. What are some things that you really took away from the Japanese culture, took away from this trip? Some things that you learned in and out of Smash that kind of you feel you didn't know from before or helped you level up a little bit?
There was a lot of new experiences as a whole. You know, just like the like walking on one side of the escalator so people could walk on the other side of it, or just like walking on certain sides of streets or etc. Things like that, little things that over here we kind of just do whatever we want and don't care. But over there, everyone clearly has like an agenda to care. So naturally, we didn't want to seem like, you know, like bad people or bad visitors. So we adopted what they were doing very quickly. And I felt like while we were there, we were just like nicer people. Like coming back to America, I was like, I have to be mean to somebody. Like I need to yell at someone. Like in the airport, actually, it happened really fast. But it was, what?
When did we mean at something?
I was mean. Somebody. They deserved it. They did. But yeah, no, it was just so many things that we had to do differently, but it wasn't like a hassle, you know? It was like, I want to do it differently because I want to represent myself as like the best person that I can, because everyone cares about respect over there and just like etiquette and how you present yourself. So it was really cool to like, not like force yourself to do that, but you wanted to do it, so it became second nature. And like no one was really rude or you know, acted poorly or acted, you know, in a bad taste or anything. Everyone was super helpful. Someone actually complimented my hair. That was really weird. Yeah, no, it was strange because I was like, okay, I get that a lot, but I didn't think anyone there would like go out of their way to like, hey, excuse me, you know. So that was nice. But no, everything as a whole, it was just really nice to experience literally a whole new world. And it was a lot of fun, and I wish I can do it again. And karaoke was amazing. We can't talk about that. Karaoke was amazing.
you have not lived until you've done karaoke with ESAM and MVD. Quite possibly the most fun experiences actually, because we had the second time that wasn't filmed ever. Especially like all the Disney montages and stuff, they just know them so well. It was amazing.
It sounds quite amazing. I also think you have not lived if you've never experienced MVD's hair. It lives up to the hype 100%. The man.
It smells really good.
It's so good. So, we're going to wrap things up here very soon. I want to thank you guys very much. Vayseth, I'll pass it over to you to see if you have any closing remarks. This has been your baby, your project, obviously your namesake. It's a really great thing that you're bringing this project to the community. I'm definitely looking forward to finding episode 1 fully released. Where can we find that?
Currently unannounced because we actually might have some alternative means to release the content.
Okay, so when can we find that?
It'll be coming out this summer. The timeline is currently around Evo USA. Do I have to say Evo USA now that there's Evo Japan? Do I have to say Evo Las Vegas? What's that? I think it would be Evo and Evo Japan. Yeah. So we actually have an artist working on possibly a DVD copy. You probably won't be seeing it on YouTube or Twitch. We just had it there. It'll probably be some other content service, but that's just in the news to come. So look forward to that. But before we wrap up, I definitely want to, Booda can go into more depth, but every single track in the documentary was being made, being cut by our friends and just other network connections while we were gone. We were shooting stuff,
Amazing.
And Booda was like on Instagram, and we were just getting dozens upon dozens of people willing to help with the project. And
Amazing.
we heard it for the first time on these subwoofers, and some of the tracks did exactly what we wanted it to do. And honestly, it doesn't feel the same without that, and they did it completely as a donation. So not only do we get actual money from the community to help us do this project, but there's been multiple other donations, and the support has been overwhelming. So that was just, thanks everybody. Dream come true. Perfect.
And if I want to find more of you guys, where can I find you at, Vayseth?
At Vayseth_ or at Frostbite.
All right, on Twitter at Vayseth_ or Frostbite. Booda, tell me, where can I find you at?
I do mainly Instagram. That's Busy Studio, BIZZYSTUDIO, Busy Studio. And you can see a lot of my video work and just some candid good shots that I take for the studio.
Cool. ESAM.
At PG_ESAM on Twitter, twitch.tv/TrixESAM, and youtube.com/I'mESAM.
ESAM is a frequent streamer. Make sure to check out his Smash 4 content. Very insightful stuff there. And MVD?
Twitter, we got at PG_MVD. More to come soon, though.
Got you. And for those of you that don't know, ESAM and MVD actually are heading out to move to Oklahoma, correct? And they're going to be teaming up with our good friend Alphared TV. They're a very established, very veteran YouTuber, and they're going to be bringing a ton of great content to you guys as well. So I'm looking out for just all types of awesome Smash 4 and other types of related content coming from Vayseth and Booda over here, and coming from ESAM and MVD over there. Give these guys all a big round of applause. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening tonight. This has been Vayseth's Voyage, the premiere of the pilot episode, Evo Japan. I am Pierce. You can find me on Twitter at Pierce7D. And I want to wish you all a very joyous time here at Frostbite 2018. Thank you for coming to Frostbite. This venue is open 24 hours for the entire duration of the event. So make sure you get in those friendlies. Make sure you kick some ass. Have a great time. And I'll see you out there on the battlefield.
Money match me.